Good evening, sir. Yes, thank you so much, sir. Yogra, sir, I think I shared an Excel sheet with you. Have you shared with the participants? So good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good
Good
evening,
evening,
sir.
ma'am.
Good evening,
Good evening,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. Yes, good evening. So as Day-4, and I'm going to talk about the use of Excel for the data analysis. Yesterday, we understood how we can use SPSS and how we can work with the SPSS, right? So I think before delaying the session, I'm just sharing my screen first. Okay, I think I shared my screen. It's visible to everyone.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
It is visible.
Fine. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. And I hope you people have also received the Excel file. If you want to perform along with me to understand the hands-on of analysis using Excel, you can also do along with me, right? Whatever instructions I'll give from here. So I think yesterday also I've taken the session. So I started with some of the basic concepts. So I will not discuss the concept. Rather discussing them, I'll ask you the questions so that I can understand whether you are able to recall whatever we have discussed yesterday, right? So can any one of you tell me what is variable? Yes? Anyone? I hope I'm audible. Anyone?
Variable is a quantity that may be changed according to the problem.
Yes, very correct. Thank you so much, Priyesh sir. Okay. So can any one of you tell me what types of variables are there?
Dependent variable and independent variable.
Okay, okay. One classification. Any other classification?
Ma'am, quantitative and qualitative variables.
Discrete variable, madam.
Very good.
Categorical variable, numeric variable,
Continuous variable, ma'am.
numeric variable,
Continuous variable.
discrete
Continuous
variable. Yes, ma'am. Discrete variable.
I think very good. I think you have given me the examples, but can sorry, given me the names. Can any one of you tell me the examples also?
For example, price and demand can count into dependent and independent variable as we discussed yesterday.
Yes, very good. Thank you, Navdeep ma'am.
Height and weight, madam.
Height and weight also, it's good. So what is the
Eye
type
color.
of
Temperature. Eye color, ma'am. Eye color.
eye color is a which kind of variable, sir? Kumar sir?
Yes. Age,
Yes. Hmm.
salary,
Sir, with the example, you need to also tell me the type. Because I think variable name taking is very easier for every one of us, but you need to tell me which kind of variable is that.
Ordinal.
if
Ma'am, for which variable you are saying
if we
ordinal?
talk about
Eye color.
Eye color is ordinal variable.
Nominal variable.
It's a nominal variable. Very correct. It's not ordinal, ma'am. Why it is ordinal? Because there are colors categories. Suppose some people are having the black color eyes, some are having the cat eyes, likewise. So you can only segregate the people on the basis of their eye colors, but you cannot arrange these categories into the ascending or descending order.
Yes,
Getting
ma'am.
me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
In ordinal, there would be ranking,
Hmm. Very
like
correct.
I have confusion.
In ordinal, classification will be there and category
Yes,
will be
yes,
also
ma'am.
there.
Classification
Yes.
would be there.
Very correct.
A range will be taken.
Very good. Interval scale variable examples. Anyone of you can tell me?
21 to 30, in between that, 2 or 3 kg may be the interval variable.
Okay.
Range decide करना.
Range.
I think Prayesh sir and Kumar sir, only two people are interacting. What about the others? I think yesterday so many of you were there in the session. Please take a lead, everyone. Yes. I think always session should be two-way, not one way. I think if the facilitator is asking, I think you should respond. I think so. Yes or no? Fine. Can any one of you tell me the example of ratio scale variable? Okay. So do I need to repeat it again?
Ratio variable.
Ma'am, ratio scale is a quantitative in nature where we compare the interval.
Okay. Okay. Anything else, ma'am?
Ma'am, in ratio variable, as an example, in a class, height would be more than 30 student, maybe high. That can be considered as a ratio. Proportion would be there. More than 30 student, all the students are having more height. So this can be the ratio up to
Okay.
30, 40. So we can say proportion would be taken in the classroom in terms of height.
Okay. Okay. Means whatever I am feeling like, I think whatever I discussed, I'm not getting the answers accordingly. Okay. Madhu ma'am has written ratio scale include 0. Okay. Good. Very good. So what will be the example, Madhu ma'am?
It includes true zero, ma'am, not
It's
just zero.
Yes. So can anyone of you tell me what will be the example?
Weight, measurement of weight.
Like,
Yeah.
ma'am, like current ratio. In a current ratio, asset divided by liquidity, where 2 is to 1. That represents more asset should be high and liability should be less. So it can be represented in the terms of ratio.
Okay, fine. Good. Okay. Okay. So I think I'll give you a small recap what I discussed yesterday, because I think I'm feeling like means I'm not feeling confident whatever I'm listening to few of you, because some of you are not telling anything. So variable, I think everyone knows, you people have said correctly. Types also you people knows you have said correctly. When I talked about the measurement skills, how many types of measurement skills are there?
Four types.
Height,
Four
weight,
types.
Yes. Names.
Nominal,
Height, weight.
ordinal,
Nominal,
interval,
interval,
Hmm.
and ratio.
Hmm. Good.
Nominal, interval, ordinal, and ratio.
Very good. So this is we are using for the categorization. This is we are using for the categorization and the rank order. This is we are using for the equal, distance or difference. This is we are using for the lacking of, sorry, having the actual or the absolute zero, right? So these are the characteristics. Example, I think there are so many. So many examples you can put here. In ordinal, suppose height, when you're asking height in terms of the tall, middle heighted, and the short heighted people likewise. Age, if you're asking in the form of young and old kind of thing, or middle aged people or something like that, right? Or the rating to any brand, etc. Then interval scale, I think you can keep so many variables here like attitude, perception, then opinion, then there will be motivation. So many things can come here also, satisfaction, loyalty, etc. Actual zero here, it can be height, its weight, its
Temperature.
can come
Temperature, ma'am.
the temperature. Temperature will come at the interval scale, right?
Okay.
Volume.
Volume can come here, right? So this way you can see these are the various examples of the variables which I have mentioned here. So I think this is what I was expecting initially when I have asked from you people. So I hope it is clear now. Do I need to explain these things again?
No, ma'am. So,
Fine. So shall I proceed with the Excel now? I hope you all have
Ma'am,
received it. Yes,
only
ma'am.
interval scale I didn't understand, ma'am. Interval.
Okay, so I need to repeat interval.
Yes, ma'am. Only that.
Fine, ma'am. I'm repeating. Okay. So, as I said, when we talk about the interval scale is the scale which is able to categorize, which is able to rank order the categories, which is telling us there is a equal distance in all the ranks or in all the categories. But there is a problem of the actual zero. So yesterday I have taken the example of temperature. So same example I am taking, right? So I think Excel, yeah. For example, if I say this is the temperature which we can measure, or which we can say it is a interval scale value. So we say there are some characteristics of temperature, which is generally hot and cold, right? When we say temperature, so we can say it is very hot or it is very cold kind of thing, right? So when I said the interval scale, I said this thing yesterday, there is a lacking of actual zero, right? Or you can say there is arbitrary zero available in the temperature scale, right? Or maybe in the interval scale. So arbitrary zero meaning is what? That means at arbitrary, we have kept that, we have assumed that this is zero. So we have assumed meaning is that because when you are measuring something, when you are saying, suppose you are measuring weight, right? So when you are saying weight, and if you are saying the weight is 10 kg, so I think it is actually 10 kg, right? Because weight we can understand with the help of how heavy the thing is or how lighter the thing is. That way you can understand weight is there or weight is higher or lower, right? Similarly, when I say temperature, so I can say feeling hot or cold, I can say I can say there is this temperature, right? So when I'm saying zero, so when I'm saying zero temperature, so ma'am, can you tell me what you will feel at the zero temperature? Yes, ma'am. I
Very
hope
cold.
yes, you will feel
Very
cold.
cold.
Right? So when you are saying zero, that means it should be literally zero. That means if you are measuring something and if you have not put anything on that weighing machine, so weight will be zero and it will show actually it is zero, right? But when you are saying temperature is zero, but it's still one of the characteristics you can feel. Getting me? That means whatever you are measuring, that is still present there. It is not, you can say, not available, or you cannot say this thing, it is not there. It is still there. One of the characteristics of temperature is still there. That means whatever you are measuring, that is available there. So you can say that way the interval scale is having all the three characteristics. That is, it can categorize, it can rank order the categories, and in all the categories there is equal distance, but there is a lacking of actual zero. Getting me, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Understood. Yeah.
Yeah. So this way, this is interval scale. So the examples which I have mentioned here, the examples I have taken from my field, because I belong to the management field, and I think in the real world also we are understanding all these terms. These are very familiar to even a layman also, right? So when I say this thing, I think it is a very hard to find a person with the zero attitude or the zero perception or zero motivation. Some level of attitude, motivation, perception, etc. will be there in a person, right? So that is why whatever you are measuring, if you are saying zero attitude, that means it should not present there. But we know we cannot eliminate completely these kind of characteristics from the human being. So they are still present there. So that is why these all are coming under the interval scales. I think it is making sense, clear? Is it okay? Is it okay, fine? Any answers? Please say something, friends.
Yes, ma'am. Clear it is.
Fine. So now I'll ask you to open the first sheet, uh, worksheet of in the workbook given by the sir, which is the missing value, right? So now I think this is the interface of Excel, and it is very familiar to each one of you, those who are there in the meeting. You people are knowing this thing, that this is nothing. When we talk about the Excel, it is a spreadsheet which is a combination of rows and columns, right? And in the cross section point, that is when the row and column is cutting each other, that particular thing is known as the cell value, right? So in cell we can store the information. And when we talk about the research point of view, because we are talking here about the data analysis, when we talk about Excel from the point of view of data analysis, so usually the columns are storing, these columns will store, each column will store one variable, right? And these rows will store the cases or the respondents' responses for those questions or variables. So this way, this is the mechanism about the spreadsheet or the Excel sheet when we are talking about this in terms of data analysis. Is it, I think, simple to understand, right? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So now you need to open the sheet which is named as missing value, because I have entered one extra sheet here to write some things, right? Few things which I have written there. Now first sheet will be the missing value sheet. So usually when we are collecting the data through the Google sheet or through the Google Forms, etc., generally when we are importing or bringing the data in the Excel form, our data is like this only, right? Suppose here you can see I have given you a very small data set. In that you can find we are having the 12 participants data. In that we are asking the respondents to give their satisfaction level for the 6 products, right? So there are 6 products like product 1, 2, 3 up to 6. So if I talk about the respondent number 1, he is very satisfied with product 1, satisfied with the product 2, very satisfied with the 3. There is no response for product 4, product 5, very satisfied, and product 6, satisfied. Likewise, for the remaining respondents also, we can read this particular table. So this table is available with us. Now, further, we can go for performing very simple things when we are having a first hand data or first hand the on-field data available with us. So some few things we need to first perform. We need to do certain kind of cleanings and all. So in Excel, how you can do those things? Firstly, we will understand that, right? So here you can see at the bottom, I have given you few of the already written things which we need to calculate on this particular worksheet, right? So here I want to calculate how many of these cells in the column B are non-blank, means they are filled with some value. This is what we need to find. Is it clear?
Yes.
So if you are performing along with me, it is good. I'll tell you now what you need to do. I am writing here equal, and then I'll type. I think every one of you have heard about count function in Excel. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm giving the range because this count function is asking you the range where you want to count something. So I have selected the range. I'm pressing the enter, but you can see it is coming 0. So the purpose or the why it is coming 0, can anyone tell me?
It counts value only.
Yes, it counts numbers. When I talk about the count function can only count numbers. And when you will look at your column, you can find there are the alphabets given to the count function. So count function cannot deal with that. So to deal this, we are having the function named as count A. Count A is a function which is irrespective whether you are having the numbers, whether you are having the alphabets, whether you are having the blank cells, whether you are having the dates. Everything you can count using the count A. So whatever values are filled in that particular range, it will give you the count of that. Sorry, it will not include the blank cells. Except blank cells, it will give you the count of everywhere. You can press enter and it is returning you 11. So that means in the first column, total 11 responses we received and the total respondents are 12. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, for count or for finding the missing values, we will use the function named as count blank. And in this, we will pass again the range of the same column and pressing the enter, which is coming as 1, right?
No, ma'am.
Okay, what is the problem in this? Yes.
I could not understand, ma'am.
What you have not understood, sir? I think I said you need to use the function count blank, and in that you need to give the range of your column. So I don't think it's a difficult thing to understand.
B2, B3, B13.
This is the range I have given.
How it
Fine.
would be 1?
Sorry.
Count blank. How it would be 1? I'm not getting understand how it would be
Sir, you
1.
need to understand the function. It is giving you the count of blank cells. So
That's
there is
right.
only one blank cell available in the range.
Okay, ma'am.
Now,
Okay, okay, ma'am. Understood, ma'am.
okay, sir. Thank you. Now you can use the sum function to get the sum of filled values and the missing values. That will give you the total
Yes,
of the.
Yes, ma'am.
It will give you the sample size, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now I am dragging this, so I think every one of you are used to of this in Excel. This is the very good thing of the Excel. So again and again, I do not need to perform the function. I can drag it to the last cell. Similarly, for this, I can do this. I hope it is fine, friends.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. What about others? Have you done this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Done. Fine. So I'll proceed with the next point now. Now we'll go to the next sheet. You need to open the next sheet now. Named as count, category count. Shall I?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sure, ma'am.
Yeah. So thank you everyone. Now you can see here, you can find here the purpose is count category wise. We want the count. So you need to listen me attentively what I'm saying here. Category wise count we are calculating, that is in the first category, how many of the respondents are very unsatisfied or unsatisfied or neutral or satisfied or very satisfied. Is it clear? What is
Yes.
the purpose here?
Clear, ma'am.
Okay.
Clear, ma'am.
Fine. So I'm using here the equal sign. There is a function named as countif. Countif working is what? So those who are well versed with the if function, if is the conditional function. So again, when I'm mixing if with the count, that means it is on the basis of a particular condition, it will give me the count, right? So what is my condition? It is, you can firstly see this function is asking you to provide the range and then criteria. So range is what? The range of this first set or first column. This is the range. In this range, what is my criteria? I want to find just a minute. I need to keep it this. Yeah. So I have changed this alignment because this alignment was making or giving me problem. So this is what I did. Again, I'm selecting the range, putting a comma, and then selecting the very unsatisfied. I select it. Rather than selecting, if you wish, you can type also, right? That also you can do this. You can do, right? Now I'm pressing the closing the bracket, and then I need to press enter. So I hope you have done this. May I press enter? May I press enter?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So it is returning me 2. That means out of 12, two people are very unsatisfied with the product 1.
Yes,
Right?
ma'am. Clear, ma'am.
Clear. Thank you. So can I drag this till the last cell? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's check what it gives us. Is it correct?
No,
No.
Because in the product 2, we can find
we
there
have
are
not put all the.
No, ma'am, not correct.
not correct. So now we need to find the problem. Problem is with the, you can
Here
see.
we have to write unsatisfied and
Yes.
satisfied, neutral, everyone.
No. Listen, sir. Listen. This is in the for every product we are finding how many of the respondents which are very unsatisfied. This is what we need to find here, right? So you need to see what I have given here. Inside the countif function, I have given the range. Range is fine. Then I have given the criteria, right? Now I'll show you here. Now you can see
Yes, ma'am.
countif.
Yes. Yes.
Range is fine, but instead of what? Instead of the criteria, here we are getting 2. So in this particular range, the function is finding 2. So it is quite obvious there is no 2, so it is returning us 0. So now the problem is that either you can type here, or if you know Excel, and there are 2 types of references in the Excel, so you need to make it freeze. You need to make it absolute. You need to freeze this particular criteria. So using the dollar sign that you can do. So according to your laptop keys or your desktop keys, you can check whether it is working with the F4 key or function F4. So in some cases, in some laptops, generally it is working with the F4. In some laptops, it is working with the FN key, that is function key, and the F4 key, function plus F4. So you need to hold both the keys simultaneously. Right? Getting me?
Yes,
Or still you're facing problem? Manually, if you wish, you can put manually, you can put these. Done?
Okay, ma'am.
Done. After doing this, now again I'm dragging this, and then we'll see whether it is working correctly or not.
Yes, ma'am. It is
Working
working.
now?
Yes.
Done? Fine. We'll go to the next. Now I'm using again, just a minute, I'm firstly changing its alignment. It is making problem for me. I have made it left aligned. Now putting the equal, typing the count if you wish, you can select from the prompt also, and then you need to give the range. So I'll select the range like this, putting the comma, and this time my criteria is unsatisfied. You need to freeze this using the function F4 or F4 key, or maybe manually. So if you are done, tell me, so I'll press enter.
Yes, ma'am. It is working.
Working.
Done, ma'am.
What about others? May I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Fine. So I'm pressing enter. I'll get 0. There are no respondent who is unsatisfied with product 1. So I will drag this.
It is working, ma'am.
It's working?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Good. So we'll proceed with the next one. So I think now I'll not spend much time on this, right? Oh, where is my cursor? Just a minute. Now I'll write in
Count
little hurry.
if
Sorry.
Let
Just a
select the
minute.
range.
D2 13.
Just a minute. I am facing some problem. Give me a second. My cursor is not coming where it is. Give me a second.
Okay, ma'am.
I'll go to the task manager. I need to end the process. I think it is created. No, it is done. It is done. Now it is showing. Yeah, it is coming now. So I am writing count if, selecting the range,
Selecting.
comma, selecting the category criteria using the function F4, pressing enter, right? Then for the next category, I'm doing the same. So I hope I can do. I do not need to speak now, right? Everything can perform.
Yes, ma'am. Understood.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'll just complete this so that we can move to the next thing. Fine. So now you can drag them. We got it. Everyone needs to do this if you are performing along with me for hands-on, because in the next sheet, these same values we will carry, right? Fine, everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone got it? Working. Thank you. Good. Now you can see the next sheet, which is talking about, here we are calculating the percent thing, means how many of the people or what percent of the people are very unsatisfied with product 1 or product 2 and likewise, right? So here, firstly, we need to have the count. So the count we have already calculated. You can copy the same. It's taking time, just a minute in my case. After copying this, you can come and do the right click. And then using the paste special option, you can select this 1, 2, 3. That is the values. This is what you need to do. Either if or else if you are copying and pasting this thing, it will create problem because in all the cells there is formula. So that will not be copied from here to here in the next sheet. So you need to copy in the form of values, right? Then everyone has performed.
Yes, ma'am.
May I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Now we'll calculate the percent. So for percent, I have written here the equal. I want to see 2 is what percent of 11. So this divided by this, right? So I'm again freezing this using the function F4 or only F4 key, pressing enter. It is 18%. And I'm dragging this time vertically. Done.
Yes.
Now equal this divided by this and then this. And then again dragging this divided by 10 function F4 and enter. His sum I think we'll use afterwards. Then equal this divided by 11 function F4 enter. Then equal 2 divided by 12. Sorry? Calculation done, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Done. Now you can come down and you can write the total. You can calculate the total percent. Done.
Ma'am, when you were doing this, I noticed that when you dragged it till the total, it was already taking 100%. I think we don't need to perform total, matlab alag se, I guess.
No, I think, ma'am, previously, I think I have given you a sheet in which I have already performed this. The formula was there. That is why it is coming like that.
Okay, okay, okay. Got it.
Yes. So it is fine. Shall I proceed?
Anjima.
Fine. Now,
Yes, proceed.
yeah, thank you. Now we'll see, we'll go and we'll make a report. So in the report, I have played a trick here. You can see the report format. In the report format, the product is in the rows and the categories are in the column. Whereas in the this particular case, you can see the categories are in the rows and the percentages are in the columns. Is it clear? So transpose type of things we need to do here. So now you need to copy these percentages except 100. Total, I think you do not need to take here. You only take the main percentages. Do the control C or copy in whatever way you are doing this. Do that. Give me a second. Yeah. Come to the report view and don't go in the table. Below the table, do the right click. And again, using 1, 2, 3, you can select this. So that way, these percentages came here, right? Is it okay? Is it fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine.
Could you please repeat this process, ma'am? This one.
Copying paste wala?
How did we get these numbers?
Okay. Numbers or copy pasting you are saying?
No, the result. I'm talking about the results. What was it was showing over there?
I copied these percentages from here,
Okay.
right? Control C I did.
Mm-hmm.
Then I came in the report view. Give me a second. It is processing. Coming in the report, rather than going in the main table, below that, I did a right click and using the paste special, I am selecting this values. I selected this.
Okay.
Done.
Yeah.
Then again, I'm copying this, what I have pasted here as values. I am again copying this. And then coming in the table, and then I'm doing a right click. And this time I'm using this transpose option. This option. Once you will do this, your values will be there in this particular table, right? And then I think you can select here this percent. This will convert your values in the percent form. Is it okay?
Yes.
Is it fine, everyone?
Ma'am, please tell me again the transpose option, transport option.
Okay, give me a second. I think in my case, system, it is taking some time. I am doing undo. Okay, done. I'm copying this. Done. Control C I did. Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Now coming in the table, first cell, doing the right click. And there you can find there is a fourth option in my system case, which is named as transpose. It is showing you through the icon. You can see the swapping is shown there in the rows and column. You need to select that. Done. Done.
We have to do right click, then
Paste special, you can find transpose
Okay.
icon.
Okay.
Yes. Done, everyone? This icon, I think you can see. Once you will keep your cursor, this is the fourth option in my case. It is showing me transpose. Done, everyone? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Then what I did, I have just selected these figures. I kept there a border, and in the number section, you can see the percent symbol is there. Once you will select this, it will show your figures in the percent form, and I can centralize these figures. This is, I created a report. Is it okay? Is it
Yes,
okay?
ma'am.
Fine. So this way, I think everyone is clear. Report, how to create report is clear to everyone.
Yes,
This is
ma'am.
a very basic things generally which we are performing on the data, and this is also we can use or can show usually in our data analysis, right? Now, moving ahead and talking about the last sheet, which is sheet 5. I hope everyone is able to see it. Visible to everyone, I hope. The last
Yes,
sheet.
madam.
Fine. So here, what you need to do, you can see the sheet named as missing value. There you can find we were having these different responses of the respondents for the products, right? Same I have copied down here in the sheet number 5.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
May I ask?
Yes.
May I know whatever you find this product 1, product 2, product 3, product 4, all these um, columns, from where you get this data up to participant number 1 to 12 and all these product 1 to product
So this is the dummy data.
dummy data. Okay, ma'am.
And anyone cannot use the data which generally people are using in your FDPs and workshop. Usually people are giving dummy or the already used data to you people to perform the analysis,
It
right?
means it is already used data.
Obviously,
Yes.
because we are giving the demo here. So
Okay.
we will not provide you the first hand data, right?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So now we'll proceed further and you can see we are at the sheet 5. There you can find, now I'll tell you how to do the coding of your data, right? So we will code our data and then we'll calculate one more variable here, that is the satisfaction variable we'll calculate, right? So you need to select the entire these 6 products responses, which you can find in the form of satisfied, dissatisfied, etc. You need to select all these. Selected everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
I pressed Control F. I think everyone is knowing Control F, find and replace kind of thing, right? Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Here I am writing very satisfied. Done? Done, everyone? I want to replace this by 5. Is it okay? Everyone says, oh no, shall I proceed?
Yes, ma'am. Continue.
Now you can press replace all. So it is showing me total 17 replacements made. I hope everyone is getting the same message, right? Fine, everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now I'll do the very unsatisfied. And this I'll replace by 1. Done, everyone? Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
I'll
ma'am.
click on replace all. And I am receiving, there are total 11 replacements made. Done, everyone?
Yes.
Now I'll do the unsatisfied kind of thing. I'll replace unsatisfied by 2.
Okay.
I'll press on replace all and I'm getting 4 replacements made. Now I'll take satisfied and I'll replace this by 4. Done? May I?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm getting 24 replacements made. Now lastly, I need to type neutral and this I'll replace by 3. Done, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm receiving 11 replacements made. So I'll
I'm very typing. Actually, that part is not visible. Maybe on my screen or it's not visible to everyone. I don't know. Like,
see
can you just show me where you're typing to get this data converted into
on
numbers?
the Control F I did on the find and replace box. I did everything.
Replace box. Can you just show me, ma'am? Actually, not able to see
I
where
think
is it.
my screen is already shared, sir.
Yes,
Nobody said
ma'am.
this thing to me. Please
On,
tell me what about the others?
Mm. Ma'am,
on
how
screen, it
you
is
are
not visible,
replacing?
ma'am.
Sorry,
Ma'am, it's not.
not
Hello.
visible. Okay, just a minute. I'm stop sharing and doing again. Okay, I need to wait. Yeah. Again, I have made all the undos I have added. Now you can see this is the sheet everyone of you is having. So press Control F.
Yes, ma'am. Now it is visible.
Okay, so you need to tell me beforehand. No issues. I am writing very satisfied.
Yes,
Done.
ma'am.
Replacing this by 5. Okay,
Yes.
I'll do. May I?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am. Now
That's
it is
clear.
visible.
Fine. I'll click on replace all. I am receiving 17 replacements made.
Now it is
Done.
clear. Yes, ma'am. It is clear.
Now I'm writing very unsatisfied, replacing it by 1. So I hope I can.
Yes, ma'am.
So it is 11 replacement made. Now I'll go for unsatisfied. I'll make it 4. I'll make it 2. Sorry, 2. And then replace all. 4 replacements made. Then I'll do for the satisfied. So it is showing me I have replaced satisfied by 4. Pressing replace all. It is showing me 24 replacements made. And lastly, the neutral. I will replace neutral by 3. Clicking on replace all. 11 replacements made. So coding we have made or we have done. It is okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now, as I think as you have seen, suppose we have asked 12 questions or we have asked certain questions or asked them to give or express your satisfaction level for the products. Now I want to see the satisfaction score of the first respondent, suppose, or for all the respondents, I want to get the satisfaction score. I want to calculate a new variable here. I'm writing satisfaction. Done. Done. May I?
Yes, ma'am.
Now I'm using the average function and I'll select the first respondent responses for the 6 products from B2 to G2. Done.
Satisfaction. In
Done.
yes, ma'am.
Now you can drag this.
Yeah.
So we got the satisfaction score for all the 12 respondents. Done.
Yes, ma'am.
Shall I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Done. So this way, this type of things you can do. Apart from that, now I'll tell you one more thing. I think yesterday I talked about the descriptive statistics in case of SPSS. So before telling you how to do that, can any one of you tell me some of the descriptive statistics measurements I told you yesterday? Can you give me the name of some of them?
Ma'am, mean, median, mode, interquartile distance.
Yes.
Quartile.
Range.
Okay.
And even leaf function and box plot and histogram.
Okay.
Box
standard
plot.
deviation, variance, minimum, maximum.
Box plot.
Okay, fine. These are the box plot is the data visualization kind of thing. So that I think we are not talking about here right now. I'm talking about the measures which we have used yesterday.
Okay.
Apart from that, I think we have used skewness and kurtosis,
Kurtosis.
right? Now, if we want to get all these figures, all these values in Excel, so can we get that? Answer is yes. So there are one way, that is the functions. So I think every one of us, every one of us is knowing this thing, that in Excel there is a very good thing which is functions are available. Using the functions, we can get these values, right? So for me, there is a function called average. Right. So suppose I want to get the average of the income variable. So I selected the range of the income inside the average function, and I'll press the enter now. So I think I can press. Everyone has seen this.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So this is the average income or mean income of these 12 respondents, right? I want to get the median income of these respondents. So I'll use the function named as median, and I need to select the range, and I'm pressing the enter. So I hope I can. Yes. May I?
Yes, ma'am.
Similarly, you can select the range. For count, I'm typing the range rather than selecting, which is 12. Done.
Somebody's audio is on. Can we all?
The persons, those who are in the meeting, and if they are outside, I request them, please do not unmute yourself. Please, this is a request to every one of you. Right. Coming to the standardization using the stdev function, I'll select the range, right, and I'll enter this. This is giving me the standard deviation for the income variable, right? For the variance, the function name is var, right? So I2 to I13, I'm typing this rather than selecting. Is both ways you can go. If you are able to recall the range of your data, that way you can go with this also. I'm pressing enter, which is coming as a very, very large figure, right? So you can stretch your column to see the complete value. Getting me? Now, minimum, for minimum, the function name is min. I am typing the range which is coming. The minimum income is 18,000 and the maximum income I can get using the max function. So which is 36,000, and the range, if you can recall, I told you range is nothing but it is the difference of maximum and minimum. So I selected firstly the maximum value and then minimum value. So it is giving me 18,000. Sum of the income I can get using the sum function. I hope it is fine. The speed is fine. You can perform along with me, right? Everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So sum is coming 3,34,000. For skewness, the function name is SKEW, right? And in that you need to give the range. Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Pressing enter, it is giving you the skewness value. For kurtosis, the function name is KURT. And then you can give the range. Done? May I?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is giving me the kurtosis value, right? So now if I want to declare whether the income is normally distributed or not, so looking at the mean and median and mode efficiency. So generally mean and median we are looking more, but you can find there is some deviation, means these are not very close to each other. Almost the deviation or the difference is of around the 7,000 something you can find the differences, right? Then coming in the skewness and kurtosis, skewness is negative. That means your income is the negatively skewed income. And if I see, talk about the kurtosis is again a negative figure, right? That means your income variable is platycurtic. Then, so although these values are not very high, minus 0.13 is almost nearby 0. Minus 1.9 is also acceptable kind of value. So if you want to say, you can say maybe income is approximately normally distributed and not exactly. This is what we can infer using these descriptive statistics, right? But to ascertain using these Shapirovics and the other tests which I told you yesterday, Kolmogorov-Smirnov test, for that you need to go in the SPSS. But using these statistics, somewhere some comment you can make for your variables for the normality. Is it clear? Any question? I think nobody is saying anything. Is it everyone is listening me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it is clear. I hope to every one of you
Yes, ma'am.
what I said. Yes or no?
Yes, madam.
Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine.
For
Now,
symmetric distribution, what it should be mean median mode, ma'am? Like you said, it's asymmetric, near to. It's not very symmetric distribution. You said like mean
all
median
three
mode.
should be equal.
It all should be equal.
According to the standard normal distribution, all these three should be same.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Till here, I'm clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now
And
my question, sorry.
Ma'am, if the data is skewed, is there any chance to make the data in normal distribution form?
Sir, usually there are certain transformations usually people are performing, but still
Yes, ma'am.
there is no surety that still your data will be transformed or will be in a normal shape.
Suppose we cleared the outliers.
That
which are
way it
not-
can improve.
That way it can
Outliers
improve.
you can, yeah, missing values you can work with, because cleaning of the data is nothing but this is only. If you will clean your data, you can find, because in this data you can find there are missing values, but in case of income, we are not having any missing value.
Yes,
But when I talk about these satisfaction expressions of the respondents, there are certain missing values available, right? So in that case, you need to impute these missing values. So that way, that can be the one thing. Second thing is you can use means you can go for and testing the outliers or checking the outliers in your data.
Okay.
So if there are very extreme outliers are available, that means it is impacting your data, right? So that you can remove. This will maybe little impact your these results.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So now the task for you, I'll give you 5 minutes. You need to perform all these things on the satisfaction, and you need to comment on the normality of the satisfaction variable. So I think everything is with you people. You people have performed along with me, I hope. So if you have done this, you are till this particular point. So please perform for the satisfaction variable all the descriptive statistics which I have just shown to you, and then tell me and or comment on the normality of the satisfaction variable. I hope you are performing, right? Anyone? Performing, I hope, yes or no?
Yes, madam.
Thank you, Shalaka
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you, Lekhi ma'am. Any conclusion you people have made? Yes, any comment? I'm waiting. I hope you people are performing. Any results till now you people have received? Yes. Anyone? Yes. I hope you people are performing, right? Say something. It is difficult to understand.
Yes, ma'am, performing.
Okay,
Taking
fine.
time.
Fine.
Doing, ma'am.
Okay, Rashmi ma'am. Thank you. Yes. I think it's almost 5 minutes you people have spent on that, right? Any conclusion for the normality variable, for the satisfaction variable about the normality? Yes. Yes, friends. I hope you people are performing. Yes or no? Why it is taking so much time? Do I need to show you? Okay, Subham sir has sent some messages. Mean 94. How come? Few data. Okay. Sir, have you found this for which variable? Subham sir?
Actually, I have taken very few data, 2-3 data only, not much.
No, for which variable you have taken this data?
So I haven't mentioned the variable. I have just mentioned ABCD like that in for data. I have taken.
Means you have taken your own data. This is what you are saying?
Yes, ma'am.
No. I think I told you to perform for the satisfaction. I think that maybe the reason is you are not performing along with me. That is why it is something.
No, I did that, but this one is different one. So I created all data for ABCD. I created.
Okay. Okay, I think it is not that much tough. I'll do here for every one of you. You see, please, average and then range and to select this, which is J2 to J13, right? Then median J2 to J13, enter. Then mode J2 to J13, enter. Then count J2 to J13, enter. Then SCDEV function J2 to J13, enter. Then variance J2 to J13, enter. Then minimum of J2 to J13, enter. Then maximum of J2 to J13, enter. Then range is the reference of this and this. And the sum is the sum of J2 to J13, enter. Then skewness I'm writing SKEW J2 to J13, enter. And the kurtosis is J2 to J13, enter. Hardly a minute it has taken, right? So now I'm expecting you to interpret the normality of satisfaction variable looking at these particular data. Yes.
Data seems to be in the normal range because the standard deviation is 0.6, which is much less than.
Much less than what?
3.
Standard deviation, I think I haven't told you to see this. I told you the mean.
Seeing the skewness and kurtosis also, and seeing the mean medium, they are almost at equal level.
Okay, fine. I think who was interacting?
Ma'am, Sunil.
Sunil sir. Okay, what about other people? What is your perception for the same? Anyone?
Ma'am, here skewness is not negative, it is positive in
Hmm.
satisfaction level.
Hmm.
In satisfaction level, it is positive.
What is the interpretation, sir? Hmm?
Skewness is almost at its zero level. It's
Hmm.
0.2.
Hmm.
And kurtosis, it is negative. It is platykurtic.
Yes. If very narrow mind you are about your normality, you can write it as positively skewed, and you can write this is platykurtic. Right? But if other way around, I say, if you are little broad minded and if you can say this thing, this is okay, I'll go with the data to perform further analysis on the data. So that way it is also okay, because as one of you, I think Sunil sir said, mean, median and mode are almost very similar, and skewness which is 0.2, which is can be near to 0, and if I say kurtosis, which is also again near to 0.
Zero.
Right? So this way you can take or make these type of interpretations using the data. So this is the I think basic use I have told you uh, for the data analysis. In that we have seen how we can clean the data. Means cleaning I haven't told you, but cleaning also you can perform if you want to impute your missing values. That also you can do. Imputing depending is upon means how to impute the missing values. Most of the people are generally using the average, right? Apart from that, generally people are giving a very highest number which is not in the range. That is all. That is also missing values can be dealt, right? Then after that, we have seen the how to make a report, percent report, using the various kind of categories, right? So how we can make count, how can we do the count for the categories, all etc. We have seen, and then we have seen the descriptive statistics which we can perform using the various functions in Excel. And also I've told you the coding of the data today. So this is what was the learning probably you people have taken from today's session. So this is all from my side. Now the platform is open for the questions and answers. If you're having any question, you please ask.
Ma'am, up to what level can we use the Excel for statistics? Can we use it for up to regression level also? Can we go there, or like?
Yeah, we can use.
And is there any specific version of Excel we need to have, or I mean, latest or nearly latest version of Excel
Will work. Will work, sir.
Ma'am, I have one question. Uh, I am from English faculty. So, how can we use SPSS in our research?
Ma'am, it is if you want to perform statistics on your collected data, which is related to your communication side, so you can use. There is no problem. Say, for example, if you want to compare, suppose comprehensions are there, right? Then there are, suppose, grammatical portion. You want to check the knowledge of the students on the basis of their comprehension. Means you want to check whether the comprehension score and the grammatical score. Suppose you are having, this is what one example I'm taking in case of the education sector, right? So that way, if you want to compare the knowledge level of the students in the comprehension and in the grammatical portion, that way you can use pair t-test. So means it is not like the various statistical tests cannot be performed. It is depending upon what is your objective, what kind of data you have collected, what type of variables you are having. Accordingly, you can formulate your hypothesis also, and that way you can go for the analysis. There is no problem. Even I am from the management side, but in our college we are having the communication faculties, because in MBA also in the business because it's a business side type of course, right? So there also we are having the communications in the syllabus. So we are having faculties, those who are teaching communication to the student, even they are writing papers and performing a statistical analysis on that. So it is easier for us to do. Only the thing is, you have to be get clarity what type of objectives you have framed, and whether you want to perform a statistics on that or not. So you can perform. Quantification is always possible there. You can quantify your variables and you can perform statistics.
Ma'am, I am also from management side, and so my thesis is basically on HR and HR for SMEs. So again, the same question which ma'am has asked, that the variables which I have taken are HR variables, and if I have to look at, let's say, correlation or normality with business objectives. So the variables which are given, I can pick up those variables and I can keep them as dependent and independent, and then I can create the normality and the.
We cannot deliberately keep them according to your objectives. I think objectives will guide you. Which variable will be dependent, which variable will be dependent. So hypothesis will guide you. So accordingly, you can move, sir. There is no problem in that.
Okay.
Ma'am, in case studies also, no?
Case studies. Do you want to perform the statistical analysis on the case studies? This is what you are saying.
Yes, yes.
In case studies, I think usually case studies are for the solving purpose. We are using for the in our pedagogies, we are using the case studies, right? So while writing the case studies, we can put facts and figures in the cases. But I think analysis, there is no need in the case studies.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Means if I have prepared any questionnaire and I have selected some parameters, so may I go with the this data analysis with the SPSS? See, if I have designed a questionnaire to us with the people, and I have decided some parameters. I have put some parameters in that. So may I use in that? Means
yeah, why not? Parameter means nothing but the variables, no, no.
Yeah, variables only.
You can
means
go
whether they are agree, disagree, or
this is
how.
the statistical question generally.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go with that, no problem. As I think you have observed today, which Excel I provided to you, in that also we have taken the satisfaction level of the participants only. And I have told you how to get that satisfaction variable.
See, we have collected the data, but this variable we have not. See, we have made a questionnaire. Means about 50 question or 20 or 25 questions, right? And whatever we have getting the outputs from the public or from anywhere, okay. And we have set some parameters. See, the answer may be very one to other, right? So like for a what to say, some parameter I have selected for that, and I just want to apply SPSS for my correct
No, you want to
analysis
perform
or
statistics using SPSS. You want to perform
yeah.
statistics.
Yeah.
Yes. You can do. Sheetal ma'am, try to understand. I think when you have developed a questionnaire, there will be always some objectives behind that. Or arbitrary, we are not putting any question in the questionnaire. We will be having certain purpose in our mind, and then that's what we are making the questionnaire. So if your purpose is clear to you, you are knowing what the objectives you have defined. So that way there is no problem. You can perform statistics on that particular data which you have collected through your questionnaire. There is no problem.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else? No questions? Fine. So, okay, friends, I think this is all from my side for this 10 days FDP. Thank you so much for connecting and joining this FDP. This is all. If you are having any questions so far till now, you can ask me, or else we can end the session. And if anyone wish to switch on his or her camera, they can also do that, so that I can capture them. Okay. Thank you, Kumar sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I think one of you have switched on your camera. Give me a second. I'll capture, sir. Okay, I can see few more faces. Thank you so much. Thank you. I captured everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much, everyone. Happy learning to everyone, and best wishes for your research and data analysis.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so
Ma'am,
much.
if we need more information or contact with you, then
Thing is that ma'am, one more FDP is lined up in the by the RFI, which is starting from 7th of February,
yes.
which is tomorrow, in which I'll be there in the all 5 days, which will be through the Excel. If you want to attend that, you can do that. Because right now I'm not there any of the that your group in which you people are there of this particular FDP of this 10 days. Probably the group next, which we are starting from tomorrow, in that I will be there. So there you can find me.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you all. Yogra sir, over to you. I am done. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, everyone. Good night.